Alright, for this video I'm going to do a house tour type of deal, like a tour life kind of how I'm living in this thing. I'll just kind of show you guys my setup. So what I'll do is I'll take everything out, and then as I'm putting it in, I guess I'll kind of show you how it all walks and where everything goes. So yeah, should be fun. Okay, so this is where I have the inverter kind of connection for to the battery. It's pretty simple. The negative just hooks onto where the negative of the battery hooks onto, that bolt on the wall. Positive hooks on right there. I have a 80 amp inline A&L fuse. That way, if I'm accidentally using too much power from the inverter and I start using more than 100 amp, or then more than 80 amps, then this will blow, because I think that was a 100 amp fuse somewhere in between this battery and, you know, the high voltage battery or something else, and so I don't want that fuse to blow. I'd much rather have this easy to replace one blow. And then obviously this is where the thing comes in, so yeah, I'll talk about that later. Alright, and then under, so this is kind of like the garage area, I suppose. I've got, you know, pantry as well, rice and beans, obviously, flour. This is the inverter. I'll show you how that hooks in a little bit later. I've got a speed gun, even though this thing is pretty much trash. I should probably just give it away. So a pair of grub shoes, a nice like winter jacket. I've got one of the headrests for the back, torque wrench, air pump, which is actually super nice because I can pump up the tires with that. So if I ever get a flat, I can fix it and then pump it up with just a bike pump. So that's really nice. I've got some miscellaneous stuff, just no matter. And then over here, this is basically where I put gloves and hats, and I've got some hand warmers and stuff. So that's kind of for disc golf on cold days. Basically, underneath this bin is where the jack is for the vehicle, which I actually use to change oil as well, which I know isn't the safest, but it does make it easy, so it works. And also the spare tires down there too. So this is the passenger side right here. I take out these headrests. The middle headrest is actually just in the back in the garage area. So, and then what I do is I stick them together like this, and I put them together like that. And what that does is it makes it somewhat level across this toolbox. So now what I can do is put my box of discs there, and I'll show you that. All right, pretty nice, pretty level. Alright, so now for the kitchen area. So this is, it's like a pot thing for the Instant Pot, so I can stick this in there and cook different meals. I've made pancakes, or pancake, I guess, in this thing, but it's pretty nice. I haven't used a whole lot, but, and then this is a strainer so I can rinse off beans, rice, what else I need to rinse off. So that goes there like this. Extra bags. And this is basically my like extra pantry. I mean, I don't know. I've got bread in here. I've got like a bunch of spices, peanut butter, honey, hot sauce, which is really good. Creatine, obviously, got to get those gains, boys. Measuring cups, utensils on here. I've got, you know, whatever, just kitchen stuff, basically, kind of. And okay. This Instant Pot, obviously, this is how I cook. I've got a spray bottle, which this is super nice. I've only had this for like a week now, but it's basically like a sink. I mean, for cleaning out stuff, it just makes everything so much easier. I use way less water than just pouring out of a gallon jug. And yeah, it's great. It's just so much easier to clean. So that's awesome. I got a jug of water that I drink or use to cook with usually. This is just tap water that I fill up at random sinks, and this is what I use to replenish this with. So that goes on this side. And then I've got paper towels, because obviously you need them. Okay, so this is probably my favorite part of the whole Prius. It takes my cost of living down like a whole lot, because if I had to eat out all the time, I don't even know if I'd be able to live in this. So this is how I cook. So the first step is just moving my bed out of the way. Pretty easy, just, you know, roll it back. Get these water jugs out of the way and the Instant Pot kind of out of the way. And then I open up my my garage door, I guess, and then pull out my inverter. So this is a 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter that I went with. I went with 1,000 watts. That's kind of as big as the battery can even handle. So it doesn't make any sense to go bigger than that. So then I also went with pure sine because it's more efficient than a modified sine, and I'm able to get as much out of the battery as I can. So yeah, 1,000 watt inverter, and then the Instant Pot has to use, you know, it has to be less than that, obviously. So this size Instant Pot uses like 800 watts. So that means, you know, everything's got to kind of be in spec. So that makes sense. And then the way I ran those cables, you saw when I hooked them into the battery, the other end just goes up behind this hatch, and this hatch just goes to the tail light on this side. So I get that out of the way, and then I'm able to just pull out the cables, which I've attached a quick connect connection to. So I take that out and then hook up the inverter for that. So that works pretty good, just a plug. And then I ran this wire which plugs in just on this side, and the other end I ran it up to the front, like to the front seat. And it's just a switch at that end. So what that allows me to do is kind of, you know, cook beans. Like while I'm driving on the road, I can cook beans or whatever it is that I'm cooking, probably beans. And then when they get done, I can just hit the switch off, and this you know, kill power to this, and then I can just keep driving, and the beans will just depressurize and cool off. So I don't have to stop every time the beans get done or whatever. I can just keep driving. So that's been super nice. But yeah, so once this is all hooked up, I can just plug the inverter, plug the Instant Pot in, and install them, and then you're good to go. One thing to note is you do have to have the vehicle on and like in ready mode, where it says ready on the dash, because the way that this system works is you pull power for the 12 volt battery. Obviously that's what it's hooked up to, and then when that starts to get low, then it takes power from the high voltage battery, the big battery in the Prius, and then when that starts to get low, then the engine will kick on and charge that up. It kind of turns this thing into a generator, which is super nice. It's a really smart system, the way they've, you know, kind of everything implements together and works together. But if you don't have the vehicle on, then those systems won't work together, and you'll just drain the 12 volt battery. So definitely don't want to do that, because then you can't start the car. So have the car on, and you know, the battery, the engine won't even run all the time. It'll just run when that high voltage battery gets low. So I think when I cook beans, it kicks on like 3 times. So yeah, super good system. Works really well, makes living in this thing so much more doable, and a lot more easy. So it's been great. So now I guess I will show you guys kind of how I black out the vehicle for when I sleep in it. So yeah. All right, so the first step to blacking out the inside of this Prius when I get to my hotel or Walmart or whatever it is that I'm staying at is just, you know, blocking out the front of the car from the back of the car. So basically just made this this curtain. Well, I guess my sister made it. So thanks Indy. She made the window covers too, so, you know, big shout out to her. basically all it is just this wooden dowel rod that I cut to size. Pretty simple, and then I ran this Colton through it, which we made a 90-degree angle with the Colton, and you'll see why in a sec. But basically all I do is just open up this handle, stick the dowel rod in it, and then do the same thing on this side. So I'll open up the handle, bend a little bit, stick the dowel rod in. When the dowel rod straightens, obviously then it gets a little bit more tight, and you know, it's not going anywhere. So, and that allows me to, you know, slide these Coltons around and put them in place. So yeah, I'll show you in the back kind of how they finish out. All right, so then when I get in the Prius, all I did was, to finish this out, all I did was attach a piece of Velcro right there, and right there I'll just, you know, stick on tape, Velcro, whatever. Did the same thing on the you know, the corresponding side of that 90-degree for the Colton. So then that just sticks on there like that, Velcro right there. Pretty simple. So then that, you know, that makes that 90-degree, curves around the window and blacks out the whole thing. So now the whole front is cut off. And this does a pretty good job. You could definitely get a thicker Colton and it'd do a better job, but you know, it works for me, and yeah, works pretty good. So now I guess I'll show you kind of how I black out the rest of the windows, like in the back. All right, so then for the rest of the windows, we made these window covers. And all this is it's Reflectix in the center, which is like tin foil and bubble wrap kind of mixed together basically. And that's kind of just to hold shape. And it does do a little bit of, you know, insulating, but not a whole lot. And then it's just a couple pieces of fabric, black fabric on both sides that we sewed together on the edge. Well, I guess my sister did. But yeah, so then, you know, it holds its shape, and basically just cut to size, you know, trace around the window and cut it out, sew it together, and then yeah, then just, you know, you stick it in the window and it stays in, you can see. So it blacks out the whole thing. And it does do a really good job, honestly. But you know, sometimes, you know, on the edges, a few spots there might be a little bit of a light gap, but it is what it is. It works well. Yeah, so I just do that all the way around the, you know, the back 6 windows, I guess. You know, got the little ones and then the tailgate ones. And for the tailgate ones, I did have to attach a couple pieces of Velcro like on the window, just to keep them from like falling down. But yeah, it works well. You know, it gets pretty dark in there, and I don't have any trouble sleeping in that regard. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the video, guys. So thanks for watching till the end. I appreciate that. Hopefully it was somewhat informative. Maybe you guys, you know, learned something. If you're thinking about maybe doing something like this, it's super doable, obviously. If you can have a decent setup, I think it works pretty well, and it's a really cheap way to live. And you have just so much freedom. You know, you can do whatever you want, go wherever you want. I've been able to practice disc golf, you know, so much, and you know, yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's been awesome. I've been on the road for about a month and a half now, and it's been great. It's been super fun, and just, you know, you get to meet so many people and go meet so many different places and do anything. So it's been great. But if anybody has any like ideas or tips for me to maybe make this thing better, I think I do have a pretty good setup, but I'm sure there's something I'm not doing, you know, perfectly. That if you wanted to leave like that in the comments, that'd be awesome. But yeah, if you want to like the video, you know, subscribe, hit the bell or whatever. If you want to share the video, that helps a lot. That'd be awesome. Help this channel out a little bit. That'd be great. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.